Have you any idea?
Saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues...
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the...
Hoping to sell some stories.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. It's locked, all right.
There's no reason to go up here. Seems weird. What the hell's the point?
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. Few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed. Or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Okay, can I just kill you now for being a whore? Oh, I need 4.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
That was your decision to show your body.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Interesting.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crasionescu. She came from
Dorothea
Romania like
Crasionescu,
me
what
and
the
many
fuck?
others.
You seem to respect her.
Russian?
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
I don't want to.
You are blinded by your false
Hell,
faith.
when it's supposed to be dark.
Soon the time will come when you will all be judged for your
Oh, Joe Peterson, here he is. Man of the hour.
Excuse me,
I've been
sir.
hearing so much about
I
you,
have a
Joe.
few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a read in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Why did Joe Peterson look weird? Barrett was... You guys used to be friends.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. And people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else. Whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Hey?
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Pete.
I don't know, some people hate this nurse, some people like this nurse. I want to meet this nurse. Oh, here's in the house.
You pay for peace of mind.
How am I gonna knock on the door?
Good
again?
evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So,
I'm not bothered.
your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
Goodbye, young man.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Who's this guy?
Fancy buying something?
You never lose your... What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
But despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. And these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Spared me of poison.
It's never easy to find a new path in life. Especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Well, I could if I was able to kill somebody.
Goodbye for now.
Where did this guy go? Where'd you go, Joe?
You?
Got one more.
Goodbye. There's nobody here.
Oh, what is wrong with my eyes? Is that the lack of blood or something? Can't go in there yet. Teleport up there. I need to go all the way back to the freaking hospital and I don't know how to get back. Don't know where's going. Oh wait, I got a couple missions over here. Can these freaking gates just stay open? What's the point of closing them?
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night.
All the way in the hospital.
It's a leech! Get it!
Oh god.
Burn it, boys!
Ow.
That's got He's dead on me!
Ow!
All you bloody leeches need killing!
Oh fuck. No.
You! Get back in the grave! Die, leech!
I was in the cemetery, I didn't see anything. Oh. Oh, this is a different cemetery. Man, these places confuse me so much. Just don't want to get around this damn place. Black wall. Aren't there just like some strong shit enemies over here? Oh rat, come here. No. Come over here. Let's not trigger the big guy.
Take this!
Oh no! Dang. It's weak as shit against bullets. Come on, I ain't got bullets. Hello. Boy, cemetery. I feel like this place is supposed to be more dark. What's that? Blood sample. Oh, it's a hideout. I can't make medicine still. Oh, I can actually analyze this. What's this do? Weapon upgrades, I know that. I'm gonna get my guns up. Isn't it great? Ah, you recycle these and then they give you things. Oh. I still gotta look at the blood sample. I've been doing side missions the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, I'm missing two, because I think one's in one girl is inside somewhere and I can't get in. The bottom ones. Oh wait, no, wrong place. Is that the right place? The bottom two on the right. Wait, hold on. Bottom two middle ones. Yeah. I think they're outside. You know you can use your thing to look at people, right? To look through walls. The old woman. Hold on, I'll be back. Alright, hello. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, you can't level up your mezzes in leveling up, so I don't know how to get that shit up. Huh? You can't level up mesmerize in the thing, in the bed. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we gotta continue the game. What do I want? To perform a supernatural cause damage. Huh? I don't know, I just like biting. I want biting me up. I guess bullets would be nice. I want biting. Increase your life regeneration when you use bite. Damage. 10,000? Oh, I keep doing that. Why are you back? I killed you. Am I using a hacksaw? I don't know what I'm using. Oh, really help. This dude. Always similar orichalcum. If you ever face a vampire, never forget that they fear holy symbols. As long as you have the faith, a cross, a star of David, an olive branch even can prove useful to repel these creatures from the pit. But you will not harm them for good. If you really want to hurt them, only one solution exists. Forget about wooden sticks or silver bullets and find yourself the strongest weapon against vampires, orichalcum. Do you think it's a coincidence that orichalcum was common in Atlantis? According to the legend and ancient writings, Atlantis was infested with vampires, and the place is known as the Santorini Island. I'll personally pay 10,000 pounds to the man who can provide me some real orichalcum. 10,000. somebody in his grave at night. Rats. Oh, no.
This is despicable.
Strange. Okay, how the hell do I get over there? This way? Is this the same building? What's another one? Siphon in here, but how the hell do I go over there? It's gotta be weird somewhere. No! Stamina system so stupid. We're on distress, where are you? Stay isolated woman. What the fuck is she?
Who are you? Somebody help!
500 XP already. You're safe now, woman. Not safe with me, though.
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Shaoshun. Thank you so much for helping me,
Shaoshun.
Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Bye.
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder? This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail. As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
Oh, Samuel. Oh, wait, this is Samuel. Oh my god, he fucking killed me in 2 hits. I wasn't ready for that. I didn't know it was gonna be that strong, Jesus. Please tell me I'll have to see this woman again. Where do I get a checkpoint at? Where am I? Oh, hell no. Down here. Down here. Over here. I've been chased. Oh god. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Oh my god! It's fucking everywhere! People. Systems. How do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? How do I get... I don't know how to get out of here. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god, I'm fucked. Damn it! All those that would eventually start chasing me, but I didn't. I'm angry. Oh, at least they started me right here though. Oh god. 12th October, Father Whittaker is so righteous, so full of compassion and love for the suffering one. His words are all the city needs. Tonight I gave him all I have, my strength, my fate, my wealth, and it is not enough. I know where to find more. Father Whittaker and I went to an abandoned house near St. Mary's Church. It was an awful, smelly place. Rats were disputing rooms to the last remaining residents of the discrepant flats. Most of them were sick, awful odors on the last floor. Father Whittaker found an old man lying on a dirty mattress, coughing and spitting blood in a wooden bowl. Father Whittaker knelt before him and prayed a long time. The man seemed to feel better. Then we both helped him find the light. I cried then, and I cry now to write these lines. For I've never seen a soul so relieved to be finally redeemed. Father Whittaker is a saint. If it's not presumptuous nor a sinful expression of pride, I wish I'll be able to say as many souls that he does, but it's a real privilege to witness such miracles. 19th October, tonight we both went to the whorehouses boarding the canal. I must admit I was very afraid to cross the path of Jezebels, but the buildings were abandoned for a long time. Whores and infections go together, explained Father Whittaker. But their customers quickly get scared when there is a mention of disease. In the last brothel we found 2 sick women sleeping together in a sinful attitude on their dirty blankets. The odor was awful. Once more, the smell of Satan and end of the disease, explained Father Whittaker, before kneeling and praying for these 2 lost souls. The women were so frail and sick they were not able to move when I threw the petrol and blankets. Their souls are now cleansed and purified. 21st of October, Father Whittaker, the saint, I want anyone to mock the holy man he is. He shall receive more help and support, but as all the true prophets, he is alone. He needs more from his followers. He needs love and proof of love. Tomorrow I shall go back to the cemetery and unearth more wealth for him. The dead have no need of the terrestrial goods, but we need to eat. Father Whittaker and I. 27th of October, tonight for the first time was my turn to lead around. I chose to return where we went 10 days ago to see if any more souls needed to be freed. Father Whittaker approved my choice, since the good man's work is never finished and Satan never sleeps. He explained, he also said, if I keep showing so much zeal, he may soon give me more important mission tasks. I can't wait. 3 more souls have been cleansed from any corruption. Tonight, if it's not presumptuous nor a sinful expression of pride, I dare to say we are one on a path to greatness. And that's what you get for dying, bitch. I'm gonna say gonna do a prayer instead of taking the people to a hospital.
Die, vermin!
Oh. Ow. Can you get that fire out my face? Oh god. You son of a bitch. Shoot me.
Christ! He's dead! Let it go home, sir.
I don't want any trouble. Report to Father Whittaker, where the hell's he at? I don't even know where he is. fuck? Texture's disappearing and shit. What the fuck? Did I go the wrong way? I think I gotta cross that bridge. Let me go to Thelma since I'm here. Oh, hospital, long time no see.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal.
I think you're a vampire.
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind.
Fight me.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You know nothing about vampires.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense, now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark.
I don't know. Just go and I'll kill you.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doctor.
I might kill you, though.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pepper. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
What the fuck?
How can you be affected by the misery around you, and be so heartless at the same time? Which is the real you, Nurse Hawkins?
I could ask you the same question, Dr. Reed. Are you more real when you lie to a dying patient, or when you grant him useless medication?
Yeah, point.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
One more hint. Am I done with you? Karen?
Good evening.
Evening.
Goodbye.
Did I give you your things?
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
I don't know if I did or not. I think I did.
Goodbye.
What was it? Or was it the other guy? The other guy?
Fear and disgust on every street. So many deaths. I'm quite busy, right?
Thank
Not you, the other guy. Where is he?
Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening to you, Doctor.
Strickland.
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You don't know what that means to me.
Still got 2 minutes.
Goodbye. I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect. Good evening.
Good evening.
Goodbye.
You always knew the words to
Still
calm
got
the
your
children,
broken
Ellen.
arm to deal with.
As for me,
Alright. Oh, that's all that. Oh, I'm supposed to be a child, you assholes. Oh god. All these paths should be straightforward, aren't you? What the fuck? I don't know over here before. Oh, I found a new hideout.
See them fans? Stay, vermin! I'll kill it!
Kill him, fight. Good job, I don't have to deal with him now.
It's
What do you
locked.
mean locked from the inside? What the fuck?
It's locked, all right.
Go around now. It's like a giant maze just trying to get to this. Around these places.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Science failed me. I don't know where the hell that fucking place is.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
The hell is this damn chapel at? down here. The map is freaking worthless. I think it's all. Did I talk to you before?
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
I can kill you.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
So you think you're better than anyone else?
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamberer shit.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well...